Okay.
Hey guys, OG Silverback here. Hey, and today I want to welcome a guy to YouTube, man. He's got a story to tell. You know, he's a fan of OG Silverback. They've reached out to me, man, so we're going to have an interview today. I want you guys to meet Drew. Hey, Drew, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing, man? I'm glad to be here this morning.
Hey, man,
It's
I'm glad to
awesome.
have you, man. You got a lot of positive energy, man.
I
I like,
try, man. I definitely try, but I've always flowed with that positive energy because that's how you have to get through life, you know?
yeah,
You
that's
can't
what it's
can't
all
come at
about.
it negative.
Yeah, I'm really digging that Conan Barbarian hat, though. That's tight,
That
man. Hey,
I I can
would
get
you
you
be
one.
mad if you saw me wearing one day?
No, I can get you one done. I
Oh,
can get
dude,
you
that'd
if
be
you
tight.
really want
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
It might take me a minute to get down there because like I had surgery, so I'm a little slow.
Okay.
But once I should be up and running soon, I could go down to the place and have them design literally uh, and put it together and have it done for you. And I'll tell you what, when I get it done, it's on me.
Oh
Okay,
no,
all
man!
I need.
I tell you, man.
No. It's on me. I'm honored to be on your show, and all I need is your address. I'll
Okay,
ship
bro, I
it. You'll
appreciate that.
have it.
Yeah, I
Give
appreciate
me
that.
address and your hat size.
All
That's
right.
all I need. Address
Well, you
and
see, I
hat
got
size,
the
and you
big
got it.
cream. That's gonna be extra
I
large,
got a
man.
big head too, man. So it's kind of rough, man. So and if you want like you don't want black, or if
No,
you
I
want
like
like a
black. Black's my
gray,
favorite color.
okay, we can do it. That's all I need from you. Hat size and address. You like black? We'll get the whole thing done, and it's gonna look good.
Okay, I'm gonna hit you up after the video. Hey, so if
Yeah.
you don't mind me asking, what kind of surgery did you have, man?
Well, what happened was I don't know if you know anything about disjointed bones in the foot.
No.
Okay, so what happens is this is for everybody too. Know your shoe size and be careful with what you do with your feet, especially if you have flat feet or anything genetically weird with your feet. That can kind of happen. So I wore basically what happened was I had been wearing Converse for years, and I decided because I was working with kids, I was
Yeah.
running around with them, so I got like a sneaker, but I hadn't worn like a sneaker like since 1990 something.
Right.
And I got a pair, and I went with the Converse size instead of
Okay.
the sneaker size.
Right.
So what happened was it wasn't the right size. So like on the side of your foot, what it did was, if you see my hand, it pushed out and it stuck out like this
Oh yeah,
on the
yeah.
side.
Yeah.
So it gave you what they call like a tailor's bunion, but it's really a bone that's
Right.
popping out of the side right here. And it
Okay.
popped out right here as well. And it
Right.
got both of my feet. And I tried for like a year with the podiatrist sessions on like, different pads and therapy and stuff. And they said after a year or so, if it's not better, we're going to have to do the surgery. So to do the surgery, of course, they knock you out, they take you to the hospital,
Right. Right.
and they cut out the bone
Right.
completely, and on both sides, so you get two incisions. They fuse your foot back together and they straighten your foot. So if your
Okay.
foot's like that, it's gonna be like this.
Yeah.
And so it's like I'm still healing. I'm at 16 17 weeks
Okay. Yeah.
and I'm wearing the boot and I still haven't healed completely yet.
No,
It's
I
a
understand,
long
Drew.
process.
Yeah, the only reason I asked, like, last year I had hernia surgery, man. I was
Okay.
working out with my daughter, and we got into this repping contest, and I was
Uh-oh.
putting 225 over my head, and a hernia blew out of my stomach, and it took me like 9 months to recover. So that's why I was asking.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. You got to be careful with that with the weights, man. When you
Oh
lift
yeah,
heavy, and it depends. Like one day you could do it, the next day it could
right,
totally get you. I got hit in
exactly.
high school with the little bit of the hernia thing in 10th grade because I was trying to show off on the leg lift, and I was like, put some more weight on,
See
put
what I'm
some more
saying?
weight on, and
Right.
everybody's like, yeah, go do it, and then all of a sudden, crap, right groin muscles, both of them.
Dang, bro.
And I just rolled off the side. And everybody, and the girl I had a crush on in high school saw me come out in a wheelchair hurting. And I was
Oh
trying not to be seen by her because I didn't want
yeah,
her to
you just
know.
trying
Because
to cover
everybody
up.
was like,
Yeah.
yeah, everybody was like, oh, he pulled his stuff, and they made fun of me for like a year.
Dang,
So
man. Yeah. Hey,
I
so
feel
Drew,
you.
what's your story, man? Because I got you on the channel, man. Because you got a
Yeah,
story to tell, man. I'm
let's do
interested
it.
in it.
So, okay, my name's Drew Guess. I was born in West Covina. Los Angeles County, 1983.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you know where that is.
Yeah. So
And
you're a California dude.
yeah, I'm a
I'm,
California guy. Give away it kind of comes and goes, but a little bit of the surfer accent kind of pops out of me.
oh, I hear it now,
That's
bro.
what's right.
Yeah.
I'm told I sound like Michael J. Fox and Michelangelo with a
Yeah.
little bit of Mark Hamill fused together, and
Right.
that's kind of my
I'm digging it
voice.
though, right?
And those, yeah, no, it's a positive because Luke Skywalker was my hero. So, I was born. I was number 5 out of 5 kids my parents
Wow.
had. My dad
Yeah.
was born in 1934. So he was drafted for the Korean War. So can you imagine being a kid born in 1983 with the father that was born in 1934 in the house? How the dynamic was in that place?
Yeah.
He
Nah,
was
man.
rigid, tough. I'm gonna tell you this. My grandfather was the kid of the last generation of slavery. I'm not making this up. That's
Wow.
how old.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Right.
it's like, so his upbringing was weird. He was from
Right.
Arkansas, strange. So when I was growing up, my dad was strange, because like most kids' parents were like, what, in their 20s, in their 30s,
Yeah. Not your
and
dad.
yeah, and my dad's like old, and he came from that place. So a
Right.
lot of people didn't get it. This is something that a lot of Black people don't talk about, is like, if your parents were raised by any old school slave mentality, your childhood, man, was kind of hell. That's the
Right.
best way I could explain it.
Yeah.
And this is something we don't talk about, like that needs to be brought into the forefront, because it kind of made what became of what you could call the culture. That's what it became, and how people started acting all a different way because of their parents.
Right.
And it had a huge, like, backlash on me,
Oh yeah, you got to
because
experience it firsthand. That's
yeah,
your dad. Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, there were just times like, he would just take out anger and stuff like that, and because like that's what his dad did, and
Okay.
that's what they did back in the day,
I
and that's how
experienced
they
that too,
approach
bro.
things.
I experienced that too.
Okay, good. Yeah, man, you
So I
you
can relate.
understand. it's
Yeah.
it's a trip, man, and it makes your life like, well, what the heck? Because especially in my time, being a kid of the 80s and 90s, like, you're seeing all the other kids, how their parents treat them, and you're kind of like, well, man, why does my parents treat me like that, and why is my dad all weird over here like this? And
Yeah.
but the other kids, and it so kind of confuses you, so you kind of come into the world weird. So what ended up happening with me was, as I got to high school, and I got out. So I graduated 2002, and I got out of high school, and I got into my first year of community college, which is, a good step for young people to take. But
Right.
because my parents were so strict, they didn't let me do a lot of stuff, So once I'm driving myself to school. You don't have to go to school. You know what I mean? You're in college. You don't have to go. Nobody's going to chase you. So
Yep.
that kind of gave you a freedom.
Yeah.
So I went a little, not a lot crazy, but just a little crazy. And I was going to, you're in SoCal, I'm going to Disneyland,
Oh,
I
yeah,
shouldn't
yeah.
be going to school. And,
Yeah.
you're going to, Magic Mountain, and you shouldn't be going to school. You're going on, some girl likes you and you're going on a date with her.
So you didn't take school seriously.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did not, because
Okay.
And I think that's something people need to learn, is like, don't let your kids go crazy, but allow them to kind of do little things, and don't restrict them as much, because what happens is when they get out there in the world and then they get free, they go crazy. That's
Right.
what happens every time, So you see like these Mormon kids, and
Oh yeah,
they
yeah.
get
Or the
free.
preacher's daughter. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, they get free, and then they lose their stuff. So you have to kind of really know how to control that.
Yeah,
So
because
I
what's
went
funny,
a little
Drew, is
crazy.
college is not the real world, man. College is your
No.
first step to trying to be an adult, but it's not the real world.
No, it is absolutely not the real world. And I call it the crazy zone, because when you're driving yourself, you're doing pretty much what you kind of want to do. You're still in that teenage,
Yeah.
not quite adult. So yeah,
But
you're
you're
gonna lose
expanding your
stuff.
wings, right? You're
Oh yeah.
expanding your wings a little bit.
Oh yeah, you're hanging out, you're doing this, you're going there. So anyway, what ended up happening was I ended up dating this girl, and she was kind of a troublemaker. little bit.
Okay, she was on the bad side.
Just a little bit. She was
All
a
right.
cheerleader gone bad. That's the
Oh,
best way
watch
I
out.
can say. So I started dating her. She was kind of like that first girl in college, and and things didn't go so good. They kind of did at first, and then they went bad because she was just a trippy person. And I was, you're heartbroken, you're young, and that sort of thing. But what happened was she started to get wrapped up in drugs. Because see, what happened was my family moved from I was born in West Covina. We lived in Walnut, and we moved to Cerritos, California. A little bit away from Knott's Berry Farm
Yeah, yeah,
and all
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we lived down there, and then due to the scare of the Blood and the Crips, and around the corner was soon going to be the Rodney King riots. Everybody was leaving Los Angeles,
Right.
and they were
I
going
remember
to
that.
Riverside. Yeah, I was in that group of kids that was going to Riverside,
Yeah.
San Bernardino, Victorville, Barstow, Moreno Valley was another place too. Everybody was going there to get away from it. But what ended up happening was eventually crime came trickling down there.
Always
People
does.
started, yeah,
Always does.
California, this is something people don't know about California. Crime trickles everywhere.
Oh, dude,
Beverly
it's
Hills,
crazy.
you could get
Yeah,
robbed.
it, it's
It hits
crazy.
everybody. It
Yeah,
doesn't stay. It
right.
stays for like 5 minutes, you're cool. Then
Yeah,
the next 5 minutes, you
it's
got
crazy.
crime. You
Yeah,
got crackheads out in the middle of the street trying to sell you your own stuff.
yep.
You got that problem. So we moved out there, and we got out there, and moving forward, we're in Victorville, and there's a big drug problem. There's a lot of gang problems. Well, this girl had gotten wrapped up with a guy, and she had been doing drugs, and so pretty much she owed him money. So she didn't get messed up by this guy or killed or whatever, depending what he was gonna do.
Right,
She used to date me, right? So she said,
right.
"Oh, I think he owes me some money," is what happened. So obviously she calls me, and I'm like, I'm not giving you that. Like, what's going on? Like, I'm not giving you that crazy stuff. And this dude gets on the phone, and he was like, either I get my money or you and I have problems. And I'm like,
Wait. How you got a problem if she owed dude money? They ain't got nothing to do with you.
But you know what? She got him so convinced.
Okay, so what
So,
happened?
so what I had to do was, and guess what? It was $20. Seriously. And so I said, I got to get the money together, and I got to get some of my guys. So I went, and I got one friend, my good friend Neil, and he got the guys we know as the Dalton brothers. And because there were like 4 brothers,
Right.
right? And they grabbed their friends. So we had so many people, and my dad, we had a 95 Toyota Camry, like and we were all stuffed in there. So I'm going there with like 7 guys
Right.
and a Camry. You know
No,
how
you
tight
ready?
that is in the car.
Yeah, you ready?
And my friend Kenny, he's in the trunk.
Oh shit.
So we got him in the trunk.
Right.
So we get to this guy's house, and he comes over, and he looks at us, and they're like, Drew. And I said, what? And then look. He's got a 9mm behind his back.
Oh shit.
Okay, stuff is real serious.
Right.
Okay, so I'm standing there, and I'm going, oh no. And Kenny pops out of the trunk, so everybody gets out of the car. So
Oh man.
we got all these guys. We got more guys than he's got.
Yeah.
And everybody's standing there, and Kenny pops out of the trunk like this, and we're standing there, and the dude's just like, all right, here's how it is. Give me the money. We don't have any problems. I said, all right. So I said, all right, everybody be on alert. I don't know what this guy's going to do. So I slap him the money. He's like, appreciate it, man. We're cool. We walk out.
Okay.
And I look at this girl, and I'm like, I don't know what craziness you got in, but you need to get out of this. Don't ever drag me into any of this anymore. This is your problem. I said, don't ever call me again for anything crazy like this.
Was
So
that
we
good
had to
enough
get
to
up.
keep her away from you?
Oh, yeah. No,
Okay.
I didn't see her until, let's see, I think I saw her maybe 4 years later. in like a movie theater or something, and she was trying to talk to me, and I was kind of like,
Was she
yeah,
still on
well,
drugs, Drew?
no, I think she kind of was, but she was trying to get off of it. She looked a little bit better, but I was like, I gotta go. That was my thing. You know,
Right.
I was there with some
Yeah.
people, and I was like, oh, time to go. And I was
Right.
just kind
Right.
of like, she was
That's
like, wait,
smart.
I'm gonna tell you this, I want to tell you that, and I was like, oh no, I gotta go. And that
Right.
was the last time I saw her. But yeah, that was my and basically why I'm telling you that story is because that's what led into everything else.
Okay.
Because see, I was hanging around those brothers, right? And we had another friend, well, I won't mention, but we had another friend that was with us that helped me out that day. He's a good dude. And so, you know, it was kind of like one of those situations like, oh man, you know, we helped you out, so now you got to hang out with us. Okay. And I'm a square kind of guy. You know, I grew up, you know, in the blending of California. You
Yeah.
know, I'm a surfer kid. I
Right.
listen to punk rock,
Right.
alternative music, you know, new
That's why.
wave.
That's why I like it out here, Drew, because
Yeah.
you can just be who you want to be,
You
man.
can be who you
You
want
can
to
you
be.
can miss all the drama, man.
Oh yeah. I wasn't into the hip hop world whatsoever. I couldn't stand rap. Rap makes my ear bleed.
Me too.
That was me. I didn't know anything about that, you know, and so I grew up suburb kid. So I didn't, you know, like that stuff in California, it's around and you know about it, but I didn't,
Right.
you know, I didn't hang out
Right.
in it.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I might have known some people and we were cool as kids and we were just always had that mutual coolness and respect and we did our thing just being cool, but I didn't get in that lifestyle. But these guys were like, well, we did you a favor, so now you got to hang out with us.
You see what
So I'm
happened?
hanging, yeah. So I'm going there. I'm not going to school. I'm hanging out with these guys. Yeah, you're already shaking your head. I'm hanging out with
I
these
already see
guys.
where this is going, man.
Oh man. So I'm hanging out and check this out. So the one guy, I won't mention his name. We hang out at his house most of the time, and it's a nice house. You get there, big tree, everything. You go into the house and meet mom, and you know, she seems okay. And I'm like, okay. And I go in there and we're hanging out, we're watching movies, you know. And all of a sudden they go, oh man, the big thing of weed. And I'm like, I mean,
Whoa.
big.
Yeah.
I'd never seen anything that big.
Right.
You know, I'd seen people around school with, you know,
Yeah. A
little
little, you know, a
rolling,
little 20
yeah,
bag or
yeah,
something.
stuff
Yeah.
like that. But I mean, he brought out like a plant, like, and it's just like, and everybody was just rolling and they were all smoking. Like, yeah, man, hit some. I said, no. I never did drugs. That's
There you go.
honest to
That's
truth.
good. That's good.
I never did drugs.
That's
Weed,
smart.
cigarettes, none of that stuff. My aunt gave me a cigarette when I was a kid to smoke when I was like 8. That's as
Yeah.
close as I got.
And that
And
turned you off. That turned you
yeah,
off the cigarettes.
because
Yeah.
I didn't know any better because I was a kid, but I knew better and I was like, no, that's cool. I'm just gonna hang out with you guys. And they're like, all right, man, you want to be all Mormon, you know, and we're gonna smoke. But then they go like this. Oh, here's some ecstasy.
Oh.
Okay. Here's some cocaine.
Whoa.
Okay. Here's some yay.
Whoa. Yeah.
Okay. Now, are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
Here we go, everybody. The guy I won't mention, his mom was the biggest drug dealer in all the high desert. And I don't know how much further it went. It might have been even bigger. So the nice mom I met was like the biggest drug dealer. So I was just getting a touch of the surface.
Right.
Okay. So she was the one supplying all this stuff. And she would be like, she came in the room, hey guys, what are you guys doing? You hit some yay? Okay, great. I'm going to go get some more. And it's on me. Don't worry about it. Because the thing is, it's free on me because I don't want you guys to tell. So here's my operation. And this is what I do. What?
Wow.
And I'm sitting there going, oh no,
Yeah.
what did I get myself into?
Right.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
So we're going, they're like, I was the only one with the car. So mom was like, hey, you know, the car's not working today. Can you take me over to go pick up, you know, some stuff at Walmart? And I know we're not going to Walmart,
Right.
but I want to make this lady mad.
Right.
So we go down to houses, pick up drugs. So we're picking up the drugs, and and we're bringing him, bringing him back to the house, and she's dealing him. So I was the driver. You know, I don't want to call myself the mule, but I was the mule driver without even knowing it. You know, I was taking it around to people's houses and stuff like that, and then the people would come down to her house, and her house was the front, and she had like what is it, foster kids.
Oh man, no way.
Yes. So she had a whole operation going. Nice house. It was clean. You know,
she was all bad though, man.
Yeah, she was bad. She was bad. She was like, "You're not gonna tell, are you? You're not gonna tell." No, nobody's gonna tell. Well, one of the kids kind of said something. I don't think it went far, but it looked like they were gonna talk or something like that.
Okay.
Like they were gonna, oh shoot, I'm gonna slip up. They were doing one of those things. And we came over. She said she wanted everybody at the house. And she called us in the room one by one. And she sat us down. And she said, okay. So I understand that somebody looks like they look like they were going to tell. And I said, not me. I'm cool with you. I respect you. I'm not going to do anything like that. She said, yeah, you're the one I like the most. So I'm just making sure we're on the same page. But she said, is there going to be a problem? She put 9mm on the table. Oh.
This nice little lady.
Yeah. Is there going to be a problem? And I said, not out of me. There's not going to be a problem. She said, okay, that's great. Cookie?
Oh, hey, Drew. Hey, Drew, you should have bounced up out of there and never came back, man. You should have.
That's where I'm getting. That's where I'm getting, man. I got the next day. I said, look, I'm not feeling good. My parents are on me. I got to get back to school. Don't take it the wrong way, but I got to do this. And this is all right, man. We respect that. So I went back. I got out of there, even if I wasn't going back to school exactly, but I stayed away from all that stuff because I had no idea that dude was wrapped into that, because you never would have known.
See, you never know who you messing with, man.
Yeah, that's the thing. You never know who you're messing with and who you're running into. And the other story I forgot to tell was one of the head superintendents for San Bernardino County came in to buy some yay.
At the house.
Yes.
No way.
Wait. He came in and he said, hey, kids. And she's like, this is the superintendent of school. And I said, oh, my gosh. And he's like, hey, what's going on, kids? How you doing? Stay in school. Rubbing our shoulders. Hey, what's going on? Wait. Cocaine on the table, right? He went and said, you guys have a good school day. I'll see you guys later. And jetted out and
dude,
whistled,
that blew your mind, Drew. That blew your mind, man.
Door.
Yeah, California's a trip like that, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I was like, because at the time, I was like 19, 20 years old. And I was like sitting there like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. If my parents knew about this, I'd be buried in the ground 6 feet under somewhere.
Yeah, but what did you learn from that experience though, man?
Well, here's what I learned. Don't get wrapped up with crazy people. Even if they seem sane, if the business they're doing, I don't care if they're trying to free their friend from jail or whatever, if they're wrapped up in drugs, they're wrapped up in any type of crime, do not hang out with them, because that affects your future.
Right.
You know, I know that you say martial arts is your spirituality, and it's a spirituality thing to me too, but I believe in God.
Oh, no, me too. Yeah, no, me too, man. Yeah.
I hope I don't offend anybody, but I just say, God bless everyone, and you don't really know how much God's really got your back until sometimes you're in a situation.
Right.
When you're in a situation, because think about it. There could have been a bust at that house. The SWAT team could have strolled through there, and my future would have been
not only
over.
that, the jackers could have came by the house to try to rob you guys, man.
And
you'd have been sitting up in there.
Yeah, they could have killed all of us. And if we didn't get killed, the police would have come by to check on it, and they would have been like, oh, this guy was there, that guy was there, that guy was there.
Right.
And it would have been a done deal for me. You know?
You know what, Drew? The police don't want to hear, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm just here visiting. They're like, no, you in the drug house. You part of this drug cartel.
I got two quick stories before I move on from this. When that girl got me in that situation, we all had knives, right? Well, my idiot friends left the knives in my dad's car. And I was so nervous about getting back home that I didn't check the back seat. My dad worked at the prison, Lancaster prison,
Yeah.
okay? So he goes through the gate, they check the car, that sort of thing. This is what I'm saying. God was with me. They didn't check his car that day.
Woo!
But when he got home, he went, whose knives are this in the back of the car? Do you know I could have gotten fired for that? And
Yeah,
I'm
bro,
going,
you missed that bullet, bro.
oh man. Yeah, it woke me up. I was kind of like, that's what I started to know. It's like, maybe I need to really rethink what I'm doing right now.
Because you know
Maybe
what, Drew, man? Like, listen to your stories, man. This is the two things I got out of it, man. Like, be careful who you ask favors for, because you
yes.
never know, like, what they're involved in. And all that glitters isn't gold. Like, that lady looked so nice. She was a mom, right? But she's
Yeah.
one of the biggest drug dealers in San Bernardino County. You
Yeah.
can't judge a book by its cover, man.
Absolutely. You cannot judge a book by its cover. You can't judge what people are doing. They could be rolling wealthy and then have a shady operation in the back. And you know that's how California rolls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They
Dude,
could be in the ghetto. They could be in the Hamptons. They they could be in Beverly
they can
Hills.
be in Beverly Hills, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They could be in Beverly Hills and be the biggest drug operator. No one would know
Right.
what's going on. And the power that she had, think about it. The superintendent just coming in there and he's just chopping it up with us like he doesn't even care. He doesn't even care about getting caught. He doesn't care who's in the room. He
Right.
doesn't care what was going on. And because of people like her, it gave my friend a kind of a cocaine addiction. We were in high school.
Right.
And I found out later, I was like, oh, shoot. Like, this is what got you hooked?
Well,
Because he
that's
was
how it
so,
starts, man. It starts out
yeah.
with, recreational use, and then it just snowballs.
Yeah, and he got off of it and stuff, but his health is not right where it should be,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But
Yeah.
he was like, let me tell you, man, we were in class, and this dude, like, he put cocaine on his desk in
No way.
class.
In school.
Yes, and went right there.
And this is
Teacher
at the
didn't even
college.
see
This is
teacher
at the
didn't even
college.
see it. This
This
is
is at the
high school.
Oh, what did the teacher say?
You didn't see it. He didn't. He did it so slick and so smooth, and he was so suave with it. Didn't even see it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
everybody was sitting there going,
Yeah, that's
and he
crazy,
was just
man.
like, oh
That's
man,
crazy, man.
yeah, and it's just
Yeah.
like, yeah. And so the thing is, like, I was surrounded by stuff like that all the time, and how I survived in high school with people, like, because like people want to hang out with you and they want you to do drugs, they want you to smoke. I would used to pretend that I was kind of high already, but that's how I survived. I'm not
Right.
making this up. I would pretend I would be high already. We're like,
No,
oh man,
that's good though, man. That is cool, right? That's good.
and I was like, oh man, and then, oh man, you already messed up. I said, yeah. I don't need any more, man. I'm good. I gotta go back home. All right. And that would get me out every time.
Hey, but you
So
want to hear a funny story, Drew?
go for
Hey,
it.
when I first got out of my when I got out of prison, man, I was married. I got locked up, came out of prison, lost my house, right?
Uh-huh.
And with a friend of mine, right? And the girls would come over. We had these like female parties, girls coming over, we just kicking it, right? And I don't do drugs, bro, just because, I had a cocaine addiction, so I don't mess around. But girls nowadays, when you have a party, let's say it's like 5 guys and 5 girls, the girls always want to do drugs, man. So they pass around
Yes.
marijuana, they doing cocaine, they drinking. And so what I did, man, like when the cocaine came my way, I was like, oh man, I'm already faded, man. I'm high as a
Oh,
motherfucker, man. Like I'm good.
you
But I
learned.
never touched it again because, man, it's like that's how you get right back on the wagon and having an addiction, man. But it's
Oh
funny you
yeah.
said that because that's what I do when I'm in a situation where there's some people doing drugs or whatever. It's like, oh, I'm cool, man. I'm already high, man. I'm high as hell. I'm not telling them, look, I'm high off endorphins because I worked out today, right? I'm not telling them
Yeah.
that. I'm just like, oh, I'm already high. I'm good. But that's
Yeah,
funny
and
you
I
said
learned,
that.
and I did the same thing, OG, with drinking.
Yeah.
I had some friends of mine that like to drink and drive
Oh,
in
that's
the
crazy.
backs of in the backs of the school, and when I was in my first year of college, and they would get big cans of Cobra and all this stuff, right? And they would go in the desert and they would take the steering wheel and go like this, and the car would be jerking and we would be spinning in dirt and almost
That's
flip the
crazy,
car.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was my fault because I didn't know. They were just like, hey, man, get in the car with us. We're going to go hang out. We're going to do, and I thought they were going somewhere. I didn't know they'd been drinking. But by that time, I was in the car. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, shoot, I got to play this smart to get out of here.
Right.
I don't know how yet,
Yeah.
but I got to play it smart. So what I had to do is I had to sit in the car. I made sure my seatbelt was tight. And they would keep doing that. And they were going around. And they were like, yeah, Drew, go into the store and get us, some stuff. Here's some money, and get yourself something to drink, and do that. So they were like, hey, man, you got to drink with us, man. That's just how it is. We're in the car. So
Right.
they were so messed up. I took the bottle and I held my mouth.
Right.
And I just got a little bit on my lip so they
Yeah,
could
but
smell
you didn't
it.
swallow.
And I
Right.
was like, oh, man. And I was doing all that. And they were like, look at him. They were laughing and everything. And I was like, these clowns don't even know. I didn't even drink any of this. They're so
Hey, the
messed
laugh
up.
was on them, Drew, because you didn't
Oh,
even
yeah.
drink anything.
No, didn't drink it. And then eventually they got tired of doing that. And then they're like, all right, man, we're gonna drop you off over here. We're gonna go over here. You want to go? No, I'm cool. I got to go to this next class. And that's how I got out of the car. So one thing I can teach everybody is do what you got to do to get back home to be safe.
Right.
So if you got to fake it till you make it to get back out. Okay.
Right.
People don't think about that. Think about that. How many people don't think about that? They think, well, I got to inject this heroin because they're watching. I got to do, fake it. Say you're already messed up. You're already high. You got the flu. You got AIDS, whatever you got to do, to get out of there,
Yeah. No, that's
they're
some
trying
good
to hook
advice.
you up with the girl and they're like, oh man, you got to hook up with this chick. I got AIDS. Do what you got to do to get out of there. If
No,
it's
that's
a
some good
situation,
advice,
you don't
man.
want to do it.
Yeah. Hey, but one thing I learned from your stories is like I like to tell the young guys, man, hey dude, when you're supposed to go to school, man, because I know you was cutting class and doing all this. You didn't have to go to school because of college or whatever. But I mean, if you could do it over again, man, you think you'd have like took college a little bit more seriously, or what do you think, man?
I'm not really a school person because
Okay.
I've just never been that great at school. And that came from, if I could share just for a minute, it came from my dad. I was actually a brilliant kid. I read at age 4, almost 3. Okay. Which most kids do not,
Right.
because I wanted to read comic books. Because
Okay.
my older brother was reading the comic books, and I was like, man, I want to read the comic books and see what's going on.
Right.
I love this stuff. I'm watching the cartoon show, but the comic books seem much more real and have much more cooler stories, and I want to read that, and I want to understand that. So I learned how to read so
Right.
early. And I was kind of like one of those little kid prodigies, because I spoke super early. And I wasn't like mommy, daddy. I was like full sentences, like,
Right. Right.
no, don't touch me. Don't do this. Don't do that. I'm going here to the store. I love going to Target. I was
Okay.
doing all that early.
Right.
But what happened was my dad was an abusive guy and he really pushed me. And so basically because of that, I kind of like withdrew, and then all my like the things that made you great and the thinking and everything, it just went down.
Oh yeah.
Because,
He
like
suppressed
I
it,
was,
man. He
it
suppressed it.
completely suppressed it all the way down. And I could not function completely because like I would go to school and I just stopped doing my homework because it was like, well, if I bring my homework home and I ask for help with it, I know my dad's going to get frustrated with me and he's going to bust me in the face.
Oh
And
shoot.
that's how it was.
Yeah.
So that made me say, don't bring homework home.
Wow.
Because it's going to
Okay.
get you in trouble. And then I just went on the decline, so I
Okay.
barely made it through high school. I was a brilliant kid. I'm kind of a smart guy. I don't claim to be super smart, but I barely made it through because I missed so much things I should have learned, because at that time in the 90s, they just kind of pushed you through.
Oh yeah, they just push you through. They don't care. They just push you to the next grade.
And then when you got to high school, that's when that started to change. They weren't pushing people through. So I had to kind of change it up just a little bit to get out of there, but I barely made it through. I had the grades, I passed the classes, but the CTBS exit exam, the math portion, because I'm not great at math, is what stumped me. But finally, I passed it, and I finally got out. So I got lucky. So I would tell everyone, look, if you come from a messed up household, get around some adults that actually believe in you and keep that brilliance, that smartness that you have, keep it the best you can. Because once you lose it, you will never reclaim it. It will not come back. I'm 37, almost 38. I've never gotten it back, you know? And I'm telling you.
But Drew, but how were you able to like get a career without a college degree? Like, how are you able to get into the workforce?
This is what I did. So my dad died when I was 21.
Oh man, sorry to hear that, man.
It's all right, man. We had terrible relationships, so it's okay.
Oh, okay.
It's one of those things, man. You know, like towards the end, we kind of got cool with each other, but that was like the last month, you know, and it was still kind of weird. But anyway, I had a friend of mine. His dad's a deputy sheriff, and there were entry-level jobs that could get you into the courthouse.
Okay.
So you just had to have a high school diploma.
What you had.
You know, and clear record, which I had.
Okay, which you luckily for you,
luckily
right?
I had. Yeah, which saved me.
Right.
So he said, hey, I could get you a job working security for the courthouse.
Nice.
It's not like $1 million job, but it definitely is going to pay better than most things out there right now.
And the benefits too, man.
Yeah, it's going to help you out. There's medical benefits that come with it. And so I said, okay. And I went in, I polygraphed, had the best score on the polygraph that the guy's ever seen. He was still tripped out by that. He was like, this is crazy. How'd you get this? And I was just like, I don't know. I just told the truth.
Yeah,
what about it?
Exactly.
You know? And I got into the courthouse. So I started working for San Bernardino Courthouse. My first job was at Central Courthouse in San Bernardino, which is a very scary place.
Right. Hey, I wanted to talk to you about that because unfortunately, YouTube keeps me at a 30-minute limit for some reason.
Yeah.
We coming up on 30 minutes, man. But what I like to do in the future, man, I like to call you up on the phone, man. We're going to be talking about some of the experiences you've seen working for the San Bernardino County Sheriff, man. Because I know you've seen some crazy stuff, man.
Yes, I have.
And I want you to let the young guys know some of the crazy stuff you've seen, man.
Yeah.
And how they can stay out of that situation, man.
Do I have time to tell like a 5-second story about my first day working there when I first walked
just don't go over, man. Yeah, we got 5 minutes left.
Okay, so here's what happened. So I go in, I'm 21, I walk up to San Bernardino Central Courthouse, first entry level door. I get there, and there's 2 deputy sheriffs carrying this cholo looking dude. They got him one guy has him from the head to the waist, the other guy's got his legs. They're carrying him. And I walk in through the door and I look, and they take the guy and they throw him. His head hits the door. He spins down the staircase. He jumps up and he starts yelling at him. Because if he comes back in here, he's getting arrested. You the new kid? Welcome to San Bernardino Courthouse. That was my first experience, first day.
Whoa, dude. Hey.
And I had 3 more experiences that day. Yes.
Okay. Hey, I know we're going to have some live stories to tell. But for today, I just want to thank you for coming on the channel, man.
Thank you.
Like I said, after we're done recording, I'm going to hit you up, man, see if we can get you back on the schedule.
Whenever
and more importantly, get that hat, man.
Oh, yes. I'm going to work on it, and I'm going to get you one. And like I said, it's on me. So,
hey, but it was nice talking to you today,
you
Drew.
too.
You take care of yourself.
I'm going to try, man. Be cool.
All right. All right,
Call
buddy.
me anytime.
All right.